but this like Demi Lovato one that's like, get a job, stay away from her. That's how I feel like, stay away from these game studios, stay away from the Xbox, get a job. Blake?
Yeah. Can you not hear
Okay,
me?
you cut out whatever you said there. I got like the first spark of your voice and then it was gone and then I had nothing.
It was me making yelly noises just because.
Oh, so Discord was like, this is too loud and obnoxious and just cut
Yeah.
you off.
Yeah, that
Okay,
tracks.
probably for the best then.
Before we do anything, I have
Yeah.
to tell you my context. Emily told me what allergy medicine I should get, and the nose spray came in the mail this morning. Right? Great. Here's the thing. Why the fuck they make him look like Doug Dimmadome with how big that dome is on him? It's a tiny
Okay.
bottle with a big old spout.
You're not wrong, but it is life-changing.
I believe you. It's just when I saw it, I'm like,
Nasacort is incredible. Nasacort and Astepro have saved my life. For those of you who don't know, like 4-ish years ago, I just developed allergies out of nowhere, and I've been like fighting them for the past 4 years and talking to allergists and ENTs and whatnot. But Nasacort and Astepro saved my life. They keep me alive.
I've had allergies my whole life, but I'm a stubborn man who just did nothing about it and said, "Well, this is who I am now," and just moved on.
Why? It's the most miserable feeling on earth. You get sinus infections. I like some days my allergies would be so bad, like just from the postnasal drip, that I would develop like a cough and I would start to get chest like aches and like fevers just from how bad my allergies were and how clogged my sinuses were. Like, why would you live like that when there's medicine that can help you?
I don't get the fevers. I used to take like Singular and stuff growing up, and then I just didn't as an adult, and I was never like told, "Oh, you were taking this all the time growing up, and this is what helped." I just remember like, "Oh, this is getting progressively worse. I'm getting sinus infections quarterly," and my doctor just said, "Yeah, you just have bad sinuses, and you live in the South." So I said, "Okay," and then I never did anything about it. And my new doctor's like, "We need to do something about this." I guess he's not new anymore. I've had him for like 5 years, so yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not right. You need to be on medication.
I'm probably not getting enough oxygen to my brain. Hi,
Probably
everybody.
not.
This
Hi.
is
Also, Jeremy, if you're still here, please tell me what I was right about, because I know I'm right, especially when it comes to this podcast and talking with Blake. But like, what specifically today was it?
I'm offended.
You shouldn't be. You should have anticipated that.
Yeah, that's true. I know one
Yeah,
thing I was. I know one thing I was right about, and it's it was not against you. It was against Chase's wife earlier today.
Oh
This
God.
woman
What
had
did
the
you do to that poor
audacity.
woman?
No, I just said, woman works in finance. Like, well, she works at a bank, and she lives in Excel. And I sent her a goofy little, like one of those goofy little business TikToks, just that of some girl ranting saying that wrapped text in Excel should be the default because it should be. You know, when the what you don't like wrapped text?
Not always.
I digress. She hates wrapped text and says it shouldn't exist at all.
I think it has its uses, but for the most part, I don't like the way it makes some cells larger than other cells. I like the uniformity.
Okay, at least okay. It took me a while to realize Holly was talking based off vibes and looks, and you're doing the same. As long as you are in that, like,
Yeah, I don't like the way it makes the spreadsheet look, and it makes it harder for things to line up properly.
No.
I just don't like it. It bothers me.
you and Holly are both insane, crazy people, and that's the end of that.
I also use Excel, not really for work stuff. I use it for my budget, and then I use it for my backlog. And so I often don't have like big chunks of text that require wrap text. It's usually just like book titles or video game titles or money.
I've used it for. I'm not using it for my backlog. I've used it for other spreadsheets. Like I had when I was trying to platinum Persona 5. I know, crazy. I need a spreadsheet to do vanilla Persona 5's platinum. I had a lot of wrap text. That spreadsheet's gone because I deleted it because I didn't need it anymore. But like, yeah.
I had not a spreadsheet because I wasn't technologically advanced for this at the time, but like back in high school when I was doing the original Kingdom Hearts 1 Platinum, I had like a spreadsheet of, not a spreadsheet, but I had like a notebook filled with all of the crafting materials that I needed to craft every single item in the game, and how many like sniper wilds I had to kill, or like whatever
Oh
things I had to get
yeah.
from the sniper wilds. I wish I had that still on me because that was awful. That was maybe one of my least favorite items.
The PS3 version's still the worst. I still have not gotten the PS3 version, and now I only need 2 trophies. But it is the PS3 version of Kingdom Hearts 1. That platinum experience is a miserable one, and I'm glad they fixed it. I'm glad they, for the PS4 release, they're like, no, not King, not fam.
It
Figure
still
it out.
sucked, but
It sucked way less.
less. The side, they all kind of like, aside from Kingdom Hearts 3, most of the Kingdom Hearts Platinums have shit.
1 and 2, I think 2 is still worse than 1's on the PS4 collection.
2 had the like do all of the mushrooms.
and
Or spare me the strength, like that.
keeping that mushroom in the air.
That stupid mushroom outside of Yensid's tower, where you had to like
keep it
bounce
in the air
like 78 times or whatever, and I was like, I kill myself.
There was one point Emily was shaming me because she had the Kingdom Hearts 3 Platinum and I didn't, and she said she had the Kingdom Hearts 2 Platinum and I didn't, and I got them both like in that summer. I think it was the next year. She's like, "Oh, I never had the Kingdom Hearts 2 Platinum. I never beat Critical Mode." I ended up doing it for her like last year in
I needed
exchange
two
for
more trophies. I needed, first of all, this freaking skateboarding trophy.
yes.
And I just could not conceptualize how to make skateboarding work. And then I needed the critical trophy, and I had made it all the way to the world that never was, to the Roxas fight. But I hadn't been leveling up enough because I wanted to get through critical so quickly. And then I got stuck on the Roxas fight, and I was like, I hate this game. Because at that point, I had already done all the freaking little mushroom dudes, and I was pissed. So I was like, I'll come back to this another day. And then I wrote it off in my brain, and I actually never went back to it.
You actually did go back to it, and you're like, I can't do this. This is rough. I'm struggling. And then
I didn't care enough to do it. No.
I did it. Well, we did a tit for tat. She did biohazard. I don't know why I'm calling it biohazard. Resident Evil 7
Oh my gosh,
biohazard.
that like Mia fight, oof, that was a rough one.
We stayed up to like 4 a.m. doing that one. That was
We did it though.
brutal.
We did it though. It was pretty rough.
Anywho, we have more to talk about today than expected. I mean, today's main topic is First Light came out a few weeks ago. We both beat it in the span of a few days. But instead of reviewing it when we could have in the last podcast, we had directs and stuff to talk about. So
I mean, Nintendo announced the Ocarina of Time remake, guys. There were more critical things going on. And it sucked. It did suck a little because, like Blake said, we beat this game like a couple days after launch. And so that was a few weeks ago at this point. I have wanted to talk about it desperately because I think we both pretty much adored this game. I absolutely adored it. So it's been a bummer having to wait this long to share our thoughts on it and how much we enjoyed it. At least for me, I've been wanting to talk about it a lot. I actually, when Blake came to visit a few weeks ago, made him bring his physical copy and shoved it into the hands of our friend. And I was like, you need to play this right now.
Mm-hmm. That and Star Wars Outlaws. She has both of those. Though she could have gotten Star Wars Outlaws was $12 on Prime Day this year. I think the other day.
Oh, that would have been good to know. I still need a physical copy.
It's still on sale right now, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but then I'd have to break my Amazon boycott.
$12 is not going to make or break Jeff Bezos.
We'll see. We'll see. He's waiting for those $12. He's going to see those $12 come in, and he's going to be like, I got her now.
We've roped her in.
We got her. No, it's not fair to say I boycott Amazon because my mother still does have a Prime membership, and I watch Amazon Prime Video on her account. So.
Do you also shop at Whole Foods ever?
No.
Okay, good. Okay. Even if you're not
But
boycotting
we also use Quick, which is owned by Amazon.
Yeah.
I use Goodreads, which is also owned by Amazon. I've started ordering things from other companies, and sometimes they still use Amazon shipping, even when they're not owned by Amazon, because I guess they're just a good shipping service. And there was another one. What was it? Oh, yeah, we're talking about 007 First Light, which is owned by Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah. Back on
So,
on Whole Foods, though, even if boycotting Amazon or not, just shopping there without boycotting Amazon is an insane person thing to do when it's like triple the cost of everywhere else. So
yeah, I don't know if I've ever even really been to a Whole
you
Foods.
don't have to. Allison loves it. I go in there and I'm like, oh, this looks neat. Oh, this is $12 and it's $2 at Walmart. Why? Why would I ever do this?
Yeah. Honestly, I love me some Meyer. And we
Yeah,
have like Forceful Foods, I don't know, like an Aldi. We have Trader Joe's. I can never go to Whole Foods, but
you don't have to ever.
maybe one day I'll make that journey.
You don't have to ever. No, you're boycotting
I don't feel
Amazon. So, uh, okay, we're gonna quickly go through backlog stuff because Emily did just get a huge achievement last night. Pun
I
intended.
have a funny story to tell about that when it's time.
Okay, go. It's time.
Okay, so as far as my video game backlog goes, I haven't made any progress on new video games since, well, 007 First Light, I guess, but other than that, I haven't made any progress. I have been burning through my book backlog, y'all, making fantastic progress on that front. But I did just, the other day, get the Platinum for Mass Effect 1, which was great because last night I was on Vermeer, which is the point where you have to kill one of your squad mates. And I was going to kill Caden this time because the last time I had killed Ashley and I wanted to see Ashley's storyline this time around. So I decided I would kill Caden to save Ashley. And I realized as we're landing on Vermeer and I'm taking Caden out that there's a trophy for using his ability a certain amount of times and only Caden has the ability. And I was about to kill him off. So I
Oh,
actually had to stand in the same place for like an hour and just like wait for his ability to keep reloading and keep hitting the car with it so that I could get the trophy before I murdered him.
that sounds awful. It sounds like a
It wasn't
mission.
great. In my defense, I just hadn't talked to Caden like once that entire run, and I hadn't taken him on a single mission. So at some point, I was looking through my trophies, and I was like, "Who the frick has neural shock?" And I even had to like Google it. I was like, "Which one of my companions has neural shock?" Because I haven't found it anywhere. And it was like, "Caden has that," and I was like, "Oh fuck." Okay.
Ah,
So I
God
took him out, and then I was like, "Oh God, you're about to die, sir. I need your ability. I need your ability now." So then we just spanned for a really long time.
for an hour. That's boring.
Quite an hour, but it was a bit, mostly because I tried to use it naturally, and then it got really frustrating, and I actually had to turn off the ability for squad mates to use their own powers because he kept using it without me. He would use it before I could make him use it, and that doesn't count toward the trophy. You have to like force
Oh,
them to use it or use it yourself. So I actually had to turn it off so he would stop using it. It was not a fun process. And there's one of those for like 15 different abilities of like use this ability a certain amount of time. So it wasn't hard. It was just kind of obnoxious. But I got the platinum, and tonight I'll be starting Mass Effect 2.
I on my gaming backlog have done really nothing. I tried to start
So good.
I tried to start Dragon Age Inquisition, and I was like, I played 5 hours of Inquisition, and the entire 5 hours I'm like, I could either be playing Skyrim right now or be playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now, and I don't want to be in that mindset. So I'm gonna wait till I'm not in that mindset. Not because I
It's
necessarily
just
want to play
another
those
great
games,
game in that world.
huh?
It's another great game in that kind of like medieval setting,
I know,
medieval
but
magic.
for some reason it's not clear, and I think it's just the weird way the combat is of hold down a trigger while they hit buttons for you, also pause time randomly to like move people around and tell them what to do. I don't know if I think it's the
I'm
combat
gonna
that's
be real.
killing me. Yeah.
I didn't do any of that shit. As far as I remember. I did not control my companions. I just let them do whatever they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I just spammed, I think. I don't think I ever paused time.
Well, I probably stopped because I didn't know what I was doing more than half the time. I didn't understand what I was
No, you're
doing.
probably doing it in like a strategic way. I did it in a I don't care way.
Well, even in a
Um,
strategic way, I did not know what I'm like, maybe I do this. Oh, I died anyways. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Moving on. I just
well,
didn't get
take a
it.
break from it. Come back at a later date.
Yeah,
Try it again.
I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to have that mindset the entire time I'm playing this, so I put it down. I am about 4 hours though into Yakuza 0.
Hmm.
It's already as wacky as I expected it to be.
In what way?
Well, I don't want to say wacky, but like the wacky will be there because the game is like, oh, hey, meet your main protagonist who we've already known from Yakuza 1, etc. Oh, meet his friend. Oh, this is how you fight. Okay, cool. Oh, by the way, here's a karaoke minigame. You're gonna have to do this a lot. Enjoy karaoke with some of the worst singing
Don't
you've
you
ever
love
heard.
karaoke mini games? Everybody knows that Swim This Way from Kingdom Hearts 2 is the best part of the whole game.
Okay, to be fair, these karaoke mini games are actually decent and not Donald Duck singing "Swim This Way." We'll dance and we'll play.
Are you saying that's not good?
Listen, I'm saying that music is subjective, except for in that instance where it is an objective nightmare.
Fantastic.
Okay, sure.
What is wrong with you? Swim this way, we'll dance and we'll play. Na, 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 na.
It's so
I don't
fantastic. You remember the words?
Yeah, swim this way, we'll dance and we'll play. This
Very
thing will gonna come with me. Something like that.
shake a fin. Oh, I
There's
hate it.
something in there.
But yeah, no, I'm liking Yakuza 0. I think it's gonna be good. It's weird switching from like the newer Yakuzas, which are turn based, to action, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
My reading backlog, I know, crazy. I have that now.
He has one, you guys. Although
I,
technically not, because Blake would tell you that you can't add things to a backlog as they come up. You had to have previously owned them and or planned to do it for a long time. You can't add them as they come along.
those are not new. Nothing on my shelf is new. For
Your books?
None of my books are new.
What books did you own that you're reading?
Oh, I didn't own them before. You can buy a book that's old, and that can be considered backlog. I said if it's new and you play it as soon as it comes out, it's not backlog.
Oh, there are new books to you, and Dungeon Carl is like a pretty new and popular series. And also, Project Hail Mary movie just came out this year. That's new stuff, dude. Don't get
Also,
pedantic about it.
I'm not reading either of those right now. So
You're reading Ministry of Time. Blake is joining our book club for a short while.
I don't know if you guys are going to want me to join on this one, but I guess we're going to see.
If you don't like it, that makes it better.
Oh, the book club?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm only 2 chapters in, and I even talked to Doc about it, who has read it, and he's like, that is not a Blake book. This is going to be interesting. So,
Hey, we'll see. I mean, like, here's the thing about our book club, and you all didn't ask for this because this is a podcast about video games, but we're talking about books. The people in this book club have such a variety of interests. Allison and I tend to be more of like the contemporary fiction, romance, fantasy people. Cassie really likes sci-fi and horror novels. Tia likes more like non-fiction, literary fiction. And Karen likes fantasy. And so, my point saying, we all just have a very wide variety of interests. So most of the time, we don't have the same feelings on the same books. There's been books some of us have not finished because they hated it so much. There's been books where everyone rated it 1 star and then one person rated it 5 stars. That just adds variety to the conversation, man.
I think if I had to put myself into boxes, I think this is game-wise, too. I'm definitely a sci-fi boy. And whatever the fuck Dungeon Crawler Carl is, I don't know how to describe it. I can't. It's just
Action adventure, sci-fi, fantasy.
Sci-fi, maybe not. I guess sci-fi-ish. I guess that's right.
Lit RPG. That feels pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a fantasy. It's an action adventure fantasy. Because, I mean, like, it's
Sci-fi.
Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Yeah, but it's also
Based-
sci-fi with aliens and AI and compute.
Yeah, so it's sci-fi fantasy.
It's kind of everything.
Blend.
Whatever it is, and it's very goofy. But I'm going to see how unhinged that series gets later in time. Yeah, that's it for my backlog, though. That's all I'm doing. I've been working a lot.
Great.
So.
We will, Blake and I both be tackling a game. Well, it's on my backlog. If you ask Blake, you can't add it to the backlog.
Backlog item.
In about
You playing
a
it as
week
soon as
and
it
a
comes out?
half, or 2 weeks-ish.
2 weeks.
2 weeks from today,
7th,
Black
9th?
Flag Rethinked comes out.
Is it 7th or 9th?
It's the 9th.
Okay, so that's that next, not next Friday, but the Friday or Thursday after, whatever day it is. Yeah.
2 weeks from today, because the Dreamlight Valley Winnie the Pooh Adventure Pack releases on Wednesday the 8th. So it must be Thursday the 9th.
Emily, please.
My metric for timekeeping is always dependent on the Dreamlight Valley cycle and calendar.
That's how she remembers when her birthday is.
I'm getting Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore, and Piglet.
Remember, kids, I need you guys to remember, in less than a month, Emily leaves her 30s, and we have to remind her that she's leaving her 30s.
No, can you stop that?
She's leaving her 20s. She's leaving her 20s, entering her 30s. Yeah, let me rephrase.
Oh my God.
She's entering her 30s. She's entering her 30s. He's turning 40. So,
no,
yeah.
I'm turning 30. And you know what? It's going to be okay. Because some people are afraid of turning 30. But when I turn 30, I've planned it perfectly. I'll be in one of my favorite places on this earth. I will be in Paris.
Oh, Paris.
I will be in Paris. I will hopefully have a croissant in one hand. And it will be great.
And then
I'll spend the first week of my 30s in the mountains of Switzerland.
How the fuck am I supposed to text you when you're out of the country? Oh, I guess you have an iPhone, so when you get Wi-Fi,
text me when I'm out of the country. Yeah. I always get the phone plan.
Oh, also, I mean, if you have the phone plan, it's Wi-Fi anyway, so it won't affect me.
I'll just text you. I will be texting you back in French though, but you'll figure it out.
Oh no, I'm not going to respond then. I refuse.
But your favorite video game of all time is French.
That's
you can't be hateful toward them anymore.
It is. I hate that it is, but I mean, I'm also like a quarter French, so like, it's in my blood. I'm just hateful.
We should talk about some news.
I know Emily said she has news, and mine are a bit chunkier stories. I mean, yours might be chunky, but let's do your stories.
We might have the same stories. Honestly, we need to start actually just sitting down before we start podcasting, comparing all of our stories, and then deciding who's going to talk about what story. I'm pretty sure this one was on both of our lists, so let's just start talking about the elephant in the room.
Oh, is it GTA? Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's the smallest of all the stories I was gonna bring up. So yeah, hold on. Let me switch to this screen, and I have it right here. Neat. GTA 6. We got the price drop. The price was released, as well as some other news about the physical edition. The price for the standard edition is going to be $80. The ultimate edition will be $100. I'm honestly not upset about it.
Here's the thing that I am upset about. Okay, I guess I shouldn't say I'm upset about it because I have to explain to you in which I just don't give a flying fuck about Grand Theft Auto in any shape or form. I've never played a game. I've never been interested, so I shouldn't say I'm mad about it. The thing that I have seen a lot of people be frustrated with, and I think is a bad precedent to set in gaming, is that, I don't know if you saw this, but the deluxe edition actually doesn't just include cosmetics. It includes shops and features that are behind that paywall. So there's going to be shops on the map and in the world. Now, granted, those shops sell a lot of cosmetic stuff like their tattoos, hair salons, but there's actually like physical places in the world and on the map that you cannot reach unless you buy the deluxe edition. Which, if you're going to start locking portions of an in-game map, like, what is it going to be? Like, you go up to the store, and if you don't have the deluxe edition, they're like, please fork over $20 before you can get into this store. I also think it was something about, like, the car editing. I don't know. I've only looked into it briefly, but I've seen a lot of people really frustrated about that because it's basically like a day one DLC for $20, but it's like base game content that's being locked behind the paywall.
You can't put those. It's not cosmetic. If it's more than cosmetics and it's actual, gameplay features, then no. Fuck you, Rockstar. That is unacceptable. The price of $80 for the base, if it was just that and it was the price was $80 and it was just cosmetic for $100, I expected it. I knew it wasn't going to be $70 for how long it's taking. Yeah, Nintendo set that precedent, and not just that. Rockstar has been working on this for how long, and how big is this game going to be? Like, this is an example of like, what you're getting is what you pay for. This makes sense. However, if they're doing actual features behind a paywall, Just make the base game $100 at that point. Then I don't love it. Then
I
just
did see
make
an article that argued for that. They're like, just make the base game $100, but the whole and they're like, well, people would hate that too. But the problem is, it's a single player game. They don't have offline yet. Or sorry,
yeah.
not offline. They don't have
Online.
online yet. It's all offline, right? So to like, what's the word I want? Paylock.
To paywall.
Paywall. Thank you. To paywall features and locations on a map in a single player game is crazy.
It's bananas. It's
Crazy.
wild. I hate it. Do better. But that's not the most egregious thing they're doing. I mean, no, actually, no, that might actually take the most egregious thing they're doing. I take it back. That actually is the most egregious thing.
I think that's more egregious. They're both pretty equal.
Yeah, the second is and I'm going to get into the reason they're stating after, but the physical edition that comes out on release day is going to be the case with a download code inside. I have seen this done one other time, never again. That's unacceptable. That is downright. You're not buying a physical at that point.
I don't understand the point of it. Just to be able to say you have the case?
Yeah.
What does that do?
So, Rockstar's reasoning, and I guess I should preface this, the disc version that is a disc will be out in December, they're claiming. And the reason they're doing this is in case, some fall off a truck or somebody grabs one or whatever early and they start data mining and no leaks get. They're blaming leaks. They're saying we don't want it for leaks. I'm like, no, you're doing this to save a buck. And this is where a precedent is also being set. They want to see how many of these are going to be sold and be like, look, guys, you don't have to do discs anymore. You can just do all digital. Like, companies are going to see that and be like, and here's my big thing. I see people coming online saying, oh, there's not going to be data on the disc anyways, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I fucking know that. But if I don't like the game and I want to sell it and someone else can buy it and still put it on their PS5, then I can't do that with a download code. I can do that with a disc.
It's the resale value. It's being able to loan it to your friends. Honestly, the way, not even just making media digital so you don't own things, but the inability to actually, use your media the way you want it. I mean, that's the way, Netflix and other streaming services have been cracking down about, you can't share your password anymore, even though they used to support password sharing. And now this is trying to keep you from being able to share games. So everybody has to buy their own copy, and they make more money. It's just stingy and stupid.
And here's the thing.
Yeah, don't punish the good people.
There has been one company, and I hate that I'm about to defend this company, because they do nothing but piss me off lately. That's not true. I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 4, whatever I mean. Square Enix, right? They could have done the normal route when they released both Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, where they say, here's a disc, most of it's downloaded, like most companies do. You know what they did for both those games? If you bought physical, here's the play disc, here's the rest of the download that you don't have. You put the download disc in, you put the play disc in, and you can just play it no matter what.
Another game did that.
Yeah, a couple games have done that.
God, what game was it where you had to download it on a disc and then you had a different play disc?
I think Baldur's Gate 3 did that as well for me.
But that's not the one I'm thinking of, because I have a digital version of Baldur's Gate 3. I don't remember. I'll have to look into it later. But I definitely had a game that had the download disc.
That's proof that, one, these discs don't cost these companies that much money. They don't want to pay shipping costs. These discs in these cases probably cost 10 cents. The disc may be 50 cents, the case 10 cents, right? Each. They don't want to ship them. They want to save money.
Well, they don't want to ship, but again, it's also they're trying to limit how many people can benefit from one physical copy versus one digital copy, right?
That as well.
One digital copy equals one person uses it, except for maybe if they live in a house with somebody else and that person uses the PlayStation that they're using or whatever.
Yes.
Physical copy, there's no limit. I could buy it, I could loan it to you, then I could loan it to Karen, then I could loan it to Tia, and then I could sell it, and then somebody else could buy it. There's no limit to how many people can benefit from one physical copy.
I know. Let's look at the prime example I have right now. The prime example I have is my own spreadsheet. Emily has 3 games. Grant has 2. Holly has freaking 5. Oh no, she has 4.
What are Metaphor, Refantasio, Pragmata, and Hogwarts Legacy?
Yes, I forgot my face is covering it.
Your face
Uh,
is covering it, so I actually can't see it.
yeah. Holly literally was at my house last week, and she took Secret Agent Barbie for the Game Boy Advance and my Game Boy Advance.
Incredible.
She
And
took.
Persona 5 Royal she has too. Nice.
Well, I have to go
He
to her
refuses
house and
to
start
loan
playing
you
that with
any.
her. Huh?
Like, that's hateful.
What's hateful?
That you won't loan Jeremy any games.
I have the text to prove that he's lying. Oh my
He
god.
said he won't.
I will fight this man. And the fact that we don't all have a shared Steam... No, there's a reason we don't have a shared Steam account. Because then
We
we
have to
couldn't play a
play
lot of...
separate games. We have to play
Yeah,
the same game. We can't
yeah.
share Steam accounts with
There-
multiplayer
there's
games together.
there is the family sharing where you can still do it, but not if only one person owns the game. Yeah, there's a whole whatever.
I used to have family sharing with a friend who had like hundreds upon hundreds of Steam games. We're not
Yeah.
friends anymore, so I don't have access to those. But that was
Oh, I
that
know.
was nice for the time.
I know who that person is. If you're listening to this, you suck. So, yeah, GTA 6, you are not coming in hot. But you know what? The sucky thing is, no matter what we say right now, it does not matter. This game is going to be the biggest release of the year. It's going to sell like hotcakes. It's going to do what GTA 5 did and sell more copies than any game of all time. And I hate it. It sucks because there's nothing we can do about it.
You're giving this game too much hype. Do you know there's a Barbie game coming out around the same time?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Oh, this game's
Don't
fucked,
underestimate
dude.
the power of Barbie.
My bad. There was another one on games releasing in November of 26.
Yeah,
There's
Ocarina of
two.
Time remake.
No, I mean, yeah. Let's see. There's Crime Light, doesn't matter. There's Metaphor Refantasio is coming to Switch 2. Barbie Rewind. Gothic
Rewind
Classic. Gothic 3 Classic. What the fuck is that?
Godzilla remake. Yeah, you're right. It was Godzilla.
It was Godzilla, yeah.
We call Wicked.
Oh, Wicked always knows. Wicked always knows.
So between Barbie, Ocarina of Time, Godzilla, like, I don't know.
Jeez, I'm giving it too much. You're right. I'm giving it too much credit. Yeah, Godzilla Destroy. Oh, I need to actually pre-order that too because look. It's not something I'd be interested as an adult, but it is something I loved as a kid, and I did play that exact game on the GameCube. So there's a chance I get it just for the nostalgia purposes. Destroy All Monsters was fun when I was 9-10 years old. So neat. Do I get Barbie Rewind? Is Secret Agent Barbie on there?
No, there weren't a ton of, but from when I looked at it, there weren't actually a ton of games that I was familiar with.
A 16 game collection.
It seemed like it was maybe not a bunch of the games I played.
And it comes with a Barbie?
It does come with a Barbie. Isn't that so fun? I think that's so neat.
Yeah, we should both.
But it's crazy to me that so let's just compare for a second, right? Let's just compare Grand Theft Auto 6 that was like, you can have a case, but it doesn't even have a disc in it. And Barbie is not only giving you a disc, or I guess like if it's a Switch game, you'll get the little cartridge or whatever, but you also get a freaking Barbie doll with it.
Oh, you only get it if you get it's $60 for the deluxe version with a Barbie, and it's only for Switch. If you get the PlayStation, it's only the disc. And it's only $30 if you do not get the Barbie. Man. Yeah,
at least you get a disc. Apparently, the bar's pretty high these days. If one of the pros of a game is you get a disc.
Wait, is the Barbie also an amiibo? Is it? Because that'd be kind of sick. I would honestly,
cool would that be?
If this ends up being an amiibo, I will buy this. I don't
think it is because I don't see that in the description for it, but that would be really cool.
This actually might be what well, I'm not going to say it here because I don't think that person watches these, but in case she does, I'm not going to say anything.
Talking about his wife.
No, it's not my wife.
Oh.
It's not my wife. I don't think my wife would want this. I know someone else who might. And if you're listening, shut up. I don't know you. Yeah, I'm done talking about GTA. I'm pissed. I'm mad still. Yeah. Next, Valve announces the price of the Steam machine. I almost said the Steam Deck. We're looking at the low cost with no controller of $1,049 for 1 terabyte, no controller. 512 gigs. Sorry, 512 gigs.
Okay. Thanks.
If you want the controller, it goes up to 1128. If you want 2 terabytes, it goes up to 1350 without a controller and 1428 with a controller.
Okay.
So
Okay,
I
I
took
actually have a PC that can do more than play Steam games, and it costs less than that, so I think I'll stick with my PC thing.
to be fair, this device is essentially a glorified PC. It's like a entry level for someone who wants to play Steam games and doesn't want to build a PC. You can install Windows. Like Valve has confirmed, you can install
You
Windows
can
on
get
this
a
thing.
PC for less than that and still get Steam on it. I was playing Steam games on a laptop for a really long
It's
time. I have
true.
friends who play Steam games on a laptop.
I'm talking AAA. Like your AAA games are going to run on a laptop, unless it's a gaming laptop, which is like 2,500. But still, I'm
Right,
not.
but I'm saying, like, can this do anything but play Steam games?
Yes,
What does it do?
you can
It's a
install
PC?
Windows. You can, yeah, it's a PC. You can install Windows on it or Linux on it and do what you want with it. It's not like a console, like a PlayStation 5. It has the
I
ability,
don't like
like,
it.
and that's how they promoted it. I understand the need for it. I don't like the cost for it, and I blame Valve 50%. I think Valve is partially to blame here, but I also blame the AI boom for obvious reasons. For that
I
reason,
love blaming AI for things.
yeah, for that reason, I told Emily I'm doing this beforehand. And Jeremy, you've actually know about this too. I purchased an old Bitcoin mining board. This is the same architecture as the PS5, as well as storage and a bunch of other parts. And I'm building my own homemade Steam machine for like $350, 300 or 250 to $350, just depending. I'm literally 3D printing the case right now. It's gonna take all night. That's the wrong camera, but yeah, it's over there going. So here we go.
Beautiful.
It's gonna be interesting.
I don't
Oh,
want AI viewers. Get out of here, you stupid.
just
Ban.
you should. I need to put Seribot on this so it just bans them automatically for us.
Die. Um,
Uh,
next piece of news.
what about you? You said you have more. Mine are just the next things I have are the very long Microsoft conversations.
Oh, okay. Well, I just want to touch on. I didn't think we talked about this in the last one. I just saw talking about the new Tomb Raider game that's coming out. They're using AI assets.
Oh yes, I was sent this. I have a friend who works at
It
EA.
said they were AI assisted, and then they either replaced them or they were refined by humans. But they were very open about the fact that a lot of the stuff in their game was AI assisted
Oh, it's legacy.
or
Yeah.
just straight up generated by AI, which
I
I think
mean,
that
it does suck. Not even just that. I thought this beforehand. This Lara Croft looks like shit comparatively. I don't know why. Ever since this game was announced, it looks kind of bad. Not Lara Croft herself, but it just doesn't look. It never looks good to me, and I think it's just something seemed off. I don't want to say I thought it was AI. I never actually thought it
fine.
was AI. I don't know. It's just something
That
feels
outfit's
off.
weird.
Yeah.
But she looks fine to me.
When you
It's
compare it
I don't like AI, man.
when I compare it to Tomb Raider 2014, which is a beautiful game that everybody should fucking play, I adore this game. I don't know. Something looks off about the other one. Maybe it's too
She looks
bright.
way worse. She looks really wild in this photo you pulled up. This was not a good
I know.
example.
This one's like the
Is
colors are
that
more
her
like.
in Japan in that one? The
I,
Buy Tomb Raider Definitive Edition PC. Is that a Japanese castle in the background?
I don't believe so. No, I don't. You
Blake,
don't go
there's
to
a
Japan
Japanese castle right there.
right here. Oh, here.
Blake, I beg of you, I can't control the PC. Thank
I thought
you.
you were talking about this one. I don't remember it being in Japan.
That's clearly a Japanese
Then
castle.
again, it's been 12 years since I played it. Uh, oh yeah, it is Japan. Dragon's Triangle
Thank
off the
you.
coast of Japan.
Thank you.
Yep, there we go. I don't know. There's just something I don't like about it. I don't like how it. I don't like how the new one looks for some reason. I didn't when they did the trailers of this or the remake. Or this is the remake. What was the new game called? Because they're doing the remake of one of the original and they're doing a new game.
A new game. I don't remember what the new game is called, but I dislike it on principle.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, um, it makes me very very upset. Tomb Raider Catalyst. That's the other one.
good.
What?
I think she looks good.
Some boobs. Yeah. Boobs aren't triangle. I think that's it.
That's
Laura.
the problem.
I mean, look. Video games
That's the
supposed to be
issue with
made
them
for the
too.
male gaze. This is the male gaze right here. Is
Oh my god.
the
Listen, I
triangle?
can't take it. Have you seen people losing their mind that you can play a woman in Grand Theft Auto 6 and they're like, who wants this? And they're like, it's men posting photos of really hot video game women on their like social media and being like, who did they think wanted this? And I was like, you don't?
Yeah, like you want to play as a man.
You don't want
I huh?
a game? That's
I
suspicious.
want to do a whole episode on Gamergate from 10 years ago and where we are now because of Gamergate 10 years
All
ago.
right, let's do it.
Yeah, we have to. We have to get people for that one too. Like, and of course, we're going to get more women for that episode because I'm a man and my opinions on that topic should be
Oh.
taken with a grain of salt. Huh?
Nothing, you're great.
I know. I need to. I will say a lot of things, pretty much everything that will be on board with everyone who will be participating in that conversation. But as a man, you should not listen to me. You should listen to them. Anywho, continue.
Jeremy, you're correct. I don't get that one. She is I mean, like, for all the incels out there who don't want, like, women of color or not traditionally beautiful women or women they think are ugly, she is a blonde white girl and she's super pretty. I, like, don't understand what they wanted. Like, what did you want?
They wanted abs and a chest and a penis. They wanted a
I'm
man.
gonna have to start questioning y'all's sexuality if you keep getting
100%.
pissed about beautiful women. If you keep getting mad that beautiful women are in your media, I'm gonna have to question
I'm looking
your
at you,
sexuality.
Aspen. I'm looking at
They
you,
wanted
Aspen Gold.
don't bring up Sydney Sweeney in my presence. Don't do that.
She's a bad
Get
person
out.
too.
Yeah, don't bring up Sydney Sweeney in my presence. Okay, next piece of news. We're running out of time.
Yes, we are. Okay, we have the three pieces of Microsoft news. Microsoft
What is
had a
Microsoft doing to have this much news?
one thing was announced like the other day or like 2 days ago. This was the one announced the other day. Microsoft's about to raise prices again. Sony, Nintendo, and Valve all partially are like, okay, you guys are partially at fault, but you guys get a pass because you're not like AI companies. Microsoft, you get nothing from me. Microsoft, you are part of the reason AI is out of control right now. You are
Also,
a
just
major
like
player in the game.
all the studios are closing. You get nothing.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was next, but spoilers. Patience, Emily. Patience.
I mean, it's not new. I mean, like, I know you have a piece of news relating to that, but that's not like a new spoiler. Microsoft is closing studios. They've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, it's true. These are the rumored prices. The Series S is going to be that $500, which I think it was $300 at launch. It was $400 for the last. That's the 512. The 1 terabyte is going to $600.
Okay.
The Series X is going to $750, and the Series X is going. That's digital. The Series X physical is going to $800.
We need to start making games popular again. We need to make games like a niche thing. Because they've gotten too in their own asses about this, and they're like, now we need to be making more money because everyone really likes this, and we're getting like Netflix adaptations, and The Last of Us is doing really well, so we can afford to charge a lot for this. So maybe we just need to make gaming a nerd, like, make fun of us, shove us in lockers thing again.
Again, I think partially these are the company's faults. I do recognize a lot of this is AI's fault, but at the same time, I know these companies are taking this as an opportunity. Excuse me.
Can't blame AI
gouge
for
because of
everything.
it. Yeah, I mean,
I like blaming AI for things, but we can't blame it for everything. There's still humans making these decisions.
I know. That's why I'm saying this is 50% AI's fault, and it's only 50% AI's fault because Microsoft Microsoft is causing the AI problem, but also Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft are saying, "Oh, this problem exists, so we have to raise prices." Darn! And when the problem is solved in a few years, they won't lower prices. It's the common cycle we go through.
Also, Jeremy makes a good point. If the money was going towards game devs, I feel better about it. But the fact is, they're not. They're laying off devs left and right. They're closing studios left and right, and they're probably not paying their developers much to begin with. So
yeah. So let's take a look at that. Yes. The layoffs have already started. We have things like here is Compulsion Games. is getting shut down. They're the ones that did South of Midnight, which I really want to play, but now I don't. I want to still buy it, but that money still goes to Microsoft and not Compulsion Games anymore because they shut down Compulsion Games. Do I buy
Oh, I didn't
this?
realize Compulsion Games was also the developer of We Happy Few. I
Yeah,
didn't realize those were
correct.
maybe the same team.
Correct.
That's a bummer.
It
I mean, it was
sucks.
a bummer to begin with, but just
And
a bummer.
as of like today, they're considering shutting down Double Fine, who did Psychonauts and Keeper and Ninja Theory. Ninja
Stop
Theory.
buying studios and then shutting them down.
The worst part about the Ninja Theory one is that at the Xbox showcase a few weeks ago, they announced a new Senua game. So you're gonna shut them down after they
Right.
just announced a new game? Like, stop!
Stop. Just leave the game studios alone. Stop gobbling them up and then shitting them out.
Where is it? This is
Leave them be.
it's the Michael Jordan. It's the
Stop it.
No,
Get
I
some
was
help.
actually gonna say that
wait.
say this meme.
Oh, she's pulling up a meme. I thought she like got something like a text on her phone and got distracted. And it's like I have to take this.
No, ignore this person in it. I can't find the like meme by itself. But this like Demi Lovato one that's like, get a job, stay away from her. That's how I feel like. Stay away from these game studios. Stay away from the Xbox. Get a job. Make a game. Make a game without gobbling up another studio and then killing them.
Leave Brittany alone. You're lucky she performed for you bastards.
Stay away from her.
Oh my god. Cool. That's it for the news. Unless you had anything else. We can talk
I do
about.
have one thing, but it's going along with our main topic tonight, so I'll wait till later to mention it.
Okay, cool. 007 First Light came out at the end of May. Emily and I finished it very quickly. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, and for that reason, I think that is the good first makings of a almost perfect game.
Would you say it's the first light?
Well, everybody, that's been this podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed your time here. I will never be speaking to Emily again. Have a wonderful night. Sorry, continue.
So, and honestly, it was great. So 007 First Light is not the first James Bond game. There's been a lot of them over the years.
Yes.
A lot of them dealing with the ones I played were back on the N64 with GoldenEye and The World Is Not Enough, which was the Pierce Brosnan Bond.
Yes.
And then I think there were one or two with the Daniel Craig Bond that I never
There were.
played.
And isn't one of them specifically surrounded by Sean Connery? Or I could be wrong. But
I don't know of a Sean Connery game.
maybe not.
But there might be one out there. I'm not to say that there's not. I just know the old N64 ones were both the Pierce Brosnan Bond.
Yes. I did know that.
So this is definitely not the first James Bond game, but it is the first one developed by the creators of Hitman, which is what's the studio name?
Hold on, I'm looking right now. Oh, I just sneezed and it hurt me.
IO Interactive.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, that hurt. You ever have a
It's the
sneeze
first one
and it just
developed by
hurts?
IO Interactive, the
ignoring
creators
me.
of Hitman, and it's
Rude.
also supposed to be the start of James Bond. So it's supposed to be his introduction in his origin story, his introduction into becoming a 007. So you actually start out with him just being a run-of-the-mill military man, and then he works his way up to 007 by the end of the game. But it was great.
Thanks for asking how I was. I was fine.
You're fine.
Yeah. just kept talking over me the entire time. Rude as shit.
Like, are you okay?
Ma'am.
Uh-huh. I don't have Yoshi
No.
here. My niece has been sleeping with Yoshi lately, so I actually don't have Yoshi.
Oh, it did hurt. That was a
Your elbow?
no. Have you ever had a sneeze where it like radiates through your whole body and like it hurts?
I once sneezed so hard I refractured my rib.
Oh, so yes, you do understand, except probably worse. I just had pain eating up my arm after that sneeze, but I'm fine. I promise I'm not having a heart attack. It's not my left arm, it's my right arm. It's the one that doesn't matter. Anywho.
Okay, back to 007. If Blake is back with us, if the sneeze didn't take him out,
Oh no, I was more worried that you just talked over me and wasn't letting me talk once.
You were not talking. You were going, ah!
Oh no, I ended up starting talking, and then you're just like, well, 007. I'm like, woman, I was speaking words.
No, I just kept my sentence going. I started, and as I was speaking, you got hurt, and I
Roll
did
the
not
clip.
stop. Roll the clip. I was speaking when you got hurt, and I did not stop for you. I had to finish my thought in my sentence.
Continuing on.
Um, I do love Ian Fleming, Jeremy. He is the motion capture and the face and voice of our new James Bond, and I think he's fantastic. Um, I
And
thought he played Bond incredibly well.
he's handsome to boot.
Oh God, he's so handsome. And they
There he
gave him a scar on his face, which, from what I understand, he had in the novels, not so much in the movies. But I think that was a book James Bond thing. Was the big scar on his face?
Oh, is this him? Right, this is him in real life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him in real life. I don't like his hair quite as much as I like Bond's hair,
Yeah.
but both very attractive. I think he's a great Bond. I thought he did a great job. I loved seeing a younger Bond. Also, this was a fantastic spy game. It had, the mechanics of it were really interesting. So it was obviously very much stealth focused, as you might guess, because you have to be a spy, you have to blend in, you can't draw attention to yourself. So there's a lot of using tools to distract people or silently and stealthily take people down or sneak into different places. And there's a lot of different options and strategies for how you can tackle certain scenarios. And what I liked about it a lot was it restricted the gun use. I really enjoyed that you could not just always pull out your gun and go guns blazing wherever you wanted. You actually had to get into a scenario that allowed you to kill. You had to get a license to kill, and your controller would turn red. And those were the only times in the game that you were allowed to use a gun.
Yeah.
What did you think of like the mechanics?
Wait, hold on. Ask that question again? It didn't come through.
What did you think of like the gameplay style and the mechanics,
Yes,
like the
yeah.
stealth versus the combat?
Yeah, so like there's when it comes to the mechanics, the main like upside I have is what you had already mentioned. You have to find ways to get in specific situations. The game significantly discourages you from getting into any combat. It wants you to like, it gives you like 6 different ways for you to solve a puzzle to get to the next portion, and you can do any of those ways. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. Sneaking around enemies, sometimes choking one out just to, get past the next part and hoping the guy that's right next to him does not see, figure out the best way to do those things. I think that is very, very well done. But it also leads into a big gripe I had with the game, and I think Emily and I shared the gripe. We talked about it. This is not new for you, at least.
Oh.
The game, like I said, discourages you a lot from combat until it forces you into combat sometimes, and that people keep praising the hand-to-hand combat. I don't get it. I think it was poorly implemented, personally. For a game that pushes you away from combat, when it forces you into combat, it did not feel good when I was in that combat, no matter what.
To clarify, though, are you talking about just the melee combat, or are you talking about the gun combat as well?
Both. Absolutely both.
Okay.
Absolutely both. The gun combat, less so, except for in some section it was more. It was on and off. But for the most part, yes, both forms of combat were not the best for me. I was more in this game specifically for sneaking around and solving puzzles and sneaking around enemies, which is not really a me thing to do. That's usually the difference between me and Emily. Emily likes doing sneaky sneak. I like going in guns a-blazing. But for me, in this instance, I was like, no, the combat feels so bad. I want to solve the puzzle the right way, and then I usually would figure it out. Like, that was more satisfying in this situation. So.
Initially, I agreed with you. The combat did grow on me. I got more used to it. I struggled to remember some of the different buttons and things. And I don't know what I would have done differently with it, to be quite honest. Honestly, it reminded me a lot of Assassin's Creed melee combat, which maybe isn't a great thing to compare it to, but I kind of liked how difficult it was at points because obviously James is supposed to be a, super strong spy. We see him train up throughout the beginning of the game. But he's still young. He's still early. Like, obviously, I don't want him to be so overpowered. Like, a lot of times when you do melee, you punch a guy twice and he's down. I liked sometimes how long the melee combat sections were. Like,
Yeah,
there's
I
one in particular where you fight one of the twins in the house that's burning or the little storage shed that's burning. Um, I really liked that one, and I enjoyed the gun combat. I will say, um, mostly because. Sorry, go ahead.
no. I do have something on a point you just brought up, but when you're done.
My thought is because this is not a combat focused game, it's supposed to be stealth. I really enjoyed not having to have guns that I was like leveling up or getting better versions of or consistently trying to pick up. I liked that I picked up the guns. I had my pistol with me and then I could continually pick up and collect different guns that enemies dropped. I didn't have to be like, oh, should I pull up my sniper? Oh, should I pull up this? Oh, should I level this up? Did I get a better weapon? Do I have to switch my weapons now? I liked that I didn't have to manage an inventory of weapons and whatnot.
Yeah, you brought up a good point, specifically with like the boss fights themselves, and I think the biggest problem with the forced combat, not the when you can't sneak around it, it forces you into combat. In a single to two enemy setting, the combat works well. But when you are fighting a horde and everyone is around and everyone is alerted to you there, that's where it struggles. So in those boss fights, they weren't easy, obviously, but it felt more natural, especially the hand-to-hand combat. The boss
Well,
fights,
go ahead.
yeah, the boss fights against the twins, and then the spoiler alert, the one big bad who I will not spoil who he is. Those felt good to me in terms of the combat you had to do. But when I think there was a gun section at the beginning of the game where you're rushing to a plane, that was a gun section that just was you couldn't avoid it, and it was infuriating because they're everywhere and there's no places to hide, and they keep breaking your places to hide, and it's hard to get weapons, and it
Like,
didn't, huh?
I say this with all the love and kindness in the world. Did you not shoot the 10 giant gas tanks sitting there that blew up all the enemies?
It was later on. It was after that portion. Like,
No, I just replayed it with Karen. When you pull up and you're at the plane, there's two sections of enemies. There's the front section, and there's like four. And I only say this, and I know it so well because Karen died like 20 times, and I had to keep pointing them out to her. There's 4 to 5 oil tanks in the front, and then when you get to the back half, there's these giant ones that you can blow up, and it blows up like 6 of them in a row, and it kills
I didn't
everyone.
know you could blow up the ones in the back section. I died a lot in
So
the front section and figured it out, the tanks, but that back section, there was no, I had no indicator that those were blow upable. I didn't know. I thought those were just like septic tanks or whatever.
to be fair, that is the first gun combat you have throughout the game. So that is probably going to be like the hardest section because
Yeah.
it's the first time you're picking up a gun and learning the mechanics. I did not have your experience. I mean, I struggled a little at certain points, but I thought the gunplay felt very good, mostly because through up until that point we had been doing a lot of stealth and a lot of like sneaking around and in a lot of like hand-to-hand combat. And so finally getting a gun in my hand and like running forward and shooting people felt really good.
Yeah,
It's
I think
like if I played Resident Evil 9 for the first time and you're playing as Grace and you're like slowly stealthing your way and like being really careful not to fight anyone, and then you get Leon and you're like plunging axes into people's head and like blowing people up with your guns. It felt really good.
Yeah, I think the difference here, specifically for the hordes, is you're not a sponge, a damage sponge, and I don't think you. I think it would have the game would have benefited for being able to take like more hits or something while you're running to cover. Because sometimes you get in a position, you get hit once, and that's just it. You're not dead that moment, but you don't have enough time to get to a place to recover because you don't take as many hits as you normally would. Something just didn't feel right in terms of maybe it was a balancing issue. Gameplay wise, it didn't feel bad, but there was just instances of like getting frustrated because I felt like, okay, there's everyone around me and I get hit once and I'm done. There's no getting out of this like scuffle that I'm in currently, right? And especially, like I said, the only problem I have is when that combat was forced. When there's like, oh, this is not a sneaking section. You have to like go in and you are either using your fists. Fist was still worse, or you're using the guns. The guns section in the desert when you are doing the boat for example, as well, was another one. That one was more puzzly, and I was able to figure it out, but still, like, parts of that
I
got
was gonna say,
really
you don't actually
frustrating.
have to do guns in that section. You can sneak through it all.
No, there's one portion where you keep running through, and they know you're there. There gets to a portion where you have to start sneaking around, but no, there is portions of that where you're forced in, and they know you're there. You as soon as you get the spoiler alert, as soon as you get the document, and you leave, like there's like, oh, here's 12 guys that all know you're here, for example.
Okay. Yeah. No, I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree because I really liked the
Yeah.
gun sections. I didn't find them. I mean, to be fair, I was playing on a slightly easier mode, so I
Oh, I
maybe
played
didn't
on
get as
normal.
much. So, but I
Maybe
really
that's
liked
the
them.
problem.
Well, I think you're also supposed to use a combination of like your watches to distract people. I don't think you're supposed to go in guns blazing and try to just keep shooting everyone. I think you could get away from them even once like they saw you and started shooting at you or like those scripted moments. You could still like stealth off into a corner and they would all kind of just go about their business and then you could start stealthily taking them. Like there were
In,
different approaches you could take to them,
yeah,
even like the scripted ones.
in hand to hand, I was better at using the watch. In gun combat, I was terrible about using the watch for anything.
Because like I still had like the mines, which could take out like three people at once.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't mind it. The hand to hand combat was a little tiresome. I'll agree with you on that one. But I think I was just so used to stealthing that like the gunfights always kind of felt like a breath of fresh air. It felt like it was switching up the gameplay style in a way I personally enjoyed it. And I was more just relieved I didn't have to worry about like, oh, maybe this is because I'm coming fresh off of playing Mass Effect 1 again, but they have like 20 different types of weapons and there's like weapon A1, weapon A2, weapon A3, weapon A4, weapon A5, all the way through like 10 of like the different levels of these weapons. And it's just so much to keep track of. So I was really glad this game didn't make me do that.
I don't want this to come off negative. This like gripe I have. To be fair, it is the only gripe I have with the game is the combat, and it's like you would think like, oh, that's the main part of the game. It's really not. It's I mean, it's there and it's in 4 sections. This game is literally all about here's this area, here's a problem you need to solve, and how do you find out what are the ways to solve that problem, and which direction are you going to choose based from that. And how do you solve into each one of those individual problems, and where are you going to go from there? I think the combat gripe is more minimal than anything, because once again, it's not a mainstay. I think the story writing is incredible. I'm not going to spoil anything. I think the way they put this together, especially because
Let's talk about the story. And I actually do want to spoil it.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll spoil it. I mean, I love the fact that...
I'm talk about the story. I mean, it's been a month now. If you don't want story spoilers, here's your cue to maybe head out for a little bit. Because, I mean, I think we've talked about as much mechanics of this game as we can talk about. There's gunfighting, there's fist fighting, there's stealth. So I kind of want to talk about the story because I adored it.
Can I continue now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Ma'am. In terms of story, as I was saying, this is a Bond origin story, which I don't really think we've... Maybe in the films, I haven't watched enough of the films to know. We haven't really gotten a Bond origin story in most places.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah,
But again, I
Bond,
haven't seen most of the films.
yeah, Bond is generally like revered as just like he's already a badass, sex icon badass with a lot of money and gadgets to solve a problem with whatever he's doing. In this, like they let you know from the get-go, from level 1, this is a 26-year-old kid who has no idea what he's doing. He's just reckless, and he has nobody, and he does not care. He's ex-military, and is just trying to find his way in the world, and that's how he finds his way into... Is it MI6? Is that what it's called? MI6? Yeah, he finds his way into MI6, the people who find him through an AI, which we'll talk about later, based off a crash he was in, they automatically are just like putting him off. They're like, no, this guy sucks. Why is he here? He doesn't deserve to be here. But the way they tell that story of how they all start to love him and how he starts to learn and starts being less reckless and caring about other people is very, very well done. I can see on your face that you have a lot you want to say, so I'm going to let you take it and go off.
No, I think what you said was really good. And I agree with that. I think what really worked for this was obviously James Bond is a big name and he's a big character. And I think it's hard to tell a James Bond story that feels new and refreshing because he's such an iconic character with so many movies and games and all of that. And I think taking such an iconic character that we assume is very powerful and very well known and very respected and kind of making him this bottom of the food chain snarky kid working his way up and like proving that he had to earn his place. I think that makes it refreshing for, people who maybe have liked James Bond before. I think it keeps it new and exciting. And something I really liked about the themes of this game, Blake mentions that they find him through the AI, is that why M ends up recruiting James for the MI6 program and the Double O's program is because they're relying more and more on AI. And James is someone who is willing to defy the odds and defy the computers and choose that human instinct and that human desire to help another person. In the opening tutorial section, he sees that there's other prisoners being held and he's told you can't save them. It's a 1% chance that you'll make it. The AI, which we didn't know it was the AI at the time, but the AI essentially did the statistics and was like, there's only a 1% chance that you'll pull this off. Leave them. And he says, screw the AI, screw the odds. I'm not leaving these people here and I don't care what happens to me. And so it's also kind of that message in the end that, though AI continues to be used, there has to be that human voice still. There has to be that human thought process to say, I care about other people more than I care about what the computers say.
Yeah. It's very ironic that Amazon's the one who published this game, by the way. I just need to put that out there. Is it ironic, Amazon?
It is really ironic. It's so funny, but I mean, so yeah, the whole premise, now that we're diving into spoilers, is that MI6 has been using this AI program to basically try to get ahead of terrorist acts or track people or do things, and they've basically been using it to run the program, and they find out near the end of the game that the AI has been very imperfect and has made a lot of errors, and the creator and his family have been covering the errors by pinning blame on certain people and whatnot. So basically the AI is flawed and they won't admit that the AI is flawed. And so James has to be the human voice that overcomes the AI.
Yeah. And I think it was very well done. The game does leave you on a cliffhanger, though, at the end, once he defies the odds.
Right.
It does.
Yeah.
We will be getting another 007 game in the near future.
So I want to talk about that, but I do want to go back to. I want to talk about it first, but then I do want to go back to the story. I don't know if you've seen this, but I'm a little nervous. They did announce at the end of the game, when you get to the end, he officially becomes 007, and it says James Bond will return. They are making sequels, however. The first game was developed by IO Interactive, and now that it's been so successful, Amazon and MGM have said they're taking over. Now, it's been very unclear to what extent Amazon and MGM are taking over, if IO Interactive is still going to make the game and then Amazon's going to publish it, because this was self-published by IO Interactive. Even though a lot of the rights were owned by Amazon and MGM, it was still published by IO Interactive.
Yes.
So people are like, well, is it just going to be Amazon taking over the publishing of the game? Because Amazon itself has also been trying to get into games and making its own games. So
if I had to imagine,
but
they're gonna have IO still make the games, but they're gonna do their boardroom C-level suite level things of well, you should do this instead. I swear to God, if the next 007 game is Call of Duty like, I will throw a fit.
Well, and you know what? I noticed this game didn't have it all. And I might be wrong. Did you notice microtransactions?
Technically, I think there was one, but it was for cosmetics for this extra mode that you don't have to do, and you can't use those cosmetics unless you do that extra mode. But we got it because we pre-ordered a physical copy.
Mm.
So,
But I
but
mean, like
yes.
that's something you can add on, but like not a lot of like in-game uses to get ahead or like add on
Oh
an extra
yeah.
mission or
Or,
anything like that.
shops you can't access because you didn't pay $20.
Yeah. It was just really nice to get a game that was incredibly well made. I didn't have any bugs. I don't think I came across a single. I'm
M,
trying to think.
I'm not gonna show them now. I have them saved in my PS5. I have to show you the clips of the bugs I've had.
Okay.
Because they're goofy.
Um, it was nice to have a very well-made game, single player, no microtransactions being shoved in my face, no online mode, it was nice. It wasn't 100 hours. It was a great experience. And I
About
do want to
15.
talk more about the story.
Yes. It was also nice that Lenny Kravitz was there because he was
And
awesome.
he's coming back.
Hell yeah, dude. Lenny Kravitz,
They're doing,
baby.
they're doing another mission with him. So
Anywho.
we'll see how that goes. He was a very fun character. I the part where he's dangling you from the alligators and then he frees you and he's like, "Oop, my bad." And then he's like, "I did think you were gonna be dead, so I did give your car away and I had to get it back." And that was a really awkward conversation.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Oh, it was such a good little section. Anywho, continue on with the
Um,
story. I know you want to talk more about the story.
I do want to talk about the story because when I went into this game, like I said, loved the James Bond games as a kid, but I was really drawn to the multiplayer aspect of those games because me and my siblings and my friends used to play the multiplayer in really silly and goofy ways, like a get down Mr. President type scenario, things like that. And so when this game came out, I was like, oh, this doesn't look anything like the old games. I don't know. I'm not really like a James Bond person in the sense of like, ooh, he's a super stealthy spy and he's always got a pretty woman. And so I wasn't sure how I was going to hit with this story. I cried so many times, you guys. So many times this game made me cry.
She texts me every
Um,
single time. She didn't spoil what was going to happen for me, but I'm like, oh great. Let me guess, someone might die. Oh, what a shock! Thanks, him.
I watched my friend Karen just recently play, like, I guess you would call it the opening sequences, where you get to the first big plot twist where someone dies, and she was like, what? What? She's like, you didn't say. You didn't even hint. And I was like, no.
Oh,
I
so she
didn't,
got the courtesy, but I didn't. I'm
I didn't
sorry.
tell you anything that happened. I just said I was crying. And for the record, I cried at a lot of parts, not just deaths. I cry happy tears a lot of the time, too.
Oh, I didn't cry happy tears. I got very very upset about two specific scenes.
Um, So to set the scene a little bit, the first section of the game, there's a prologue, in which it's James getting recruited into MI6 through this mission he does. But then the first big few sections of the game are you actually working as a recruit, doing your training. There's six other recruits with you. It's a lot of the game's mechanics. How did you feel, not story-wise quite yet, because we'll get it, or maybe even story-wise and gameplay-wise, I heard a lot of people call that whole section, like, up through the chess match, the tutorial. And they were like, it was too long, it was too
No,
burdensome, we didn't like the characters, blah, blah,
no,
blah.
that wasn't the tutorial. The tutorial was up through you doing the MI6 stuff and learning how to drive and learning. That wasn't the end of the tutorials when you finished all that. When you went to the chess tournament, or maybe that's what. Are they saying the chess tournament is when the tutorial was over? Or are they saying.
So the end of the chess tournament, after like there's those big deaths, and you have your first big
No,
gunfight and have your first car,
no.
the whole sequence is the tutorial.
Tutorial ended as soon as you were done with the MI6 training grounds. And you did the thing with I can't remember his name right now.
Monroe?
Yeah,
Greenway?
when
Okay.
you were sneaking around with Monroe to go and get the flag. I thought getting that flag with Monroe and the sneaking off was the end of the tutorial right there. At least to me.
I don't know what I'd call the end of the tutorial. I mean, the thing is the whole time he's a recruit. Like, you could say, oh, when he stops being a recruit, but he's a recruit in the whole game. I think to a lesser extent, the whole game or like certain sections of it feels like a tutorial because he's learning. It's a training. He's being trained most of the time. But I have to say, I really enjoyed the opening sequences of this game. I enjoyed his recruitment to MI6. And the training sections, I remember when he first gets there, you're obviously like, oh, these guys are jerks. They don't like me. Monroe specifically beats the crap out of you. But by
Oh, wait, pause.
the end of them,
Your audio went completely out there. Okay, start over from that.
oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You said by the time,
Um,
and then it cut out.
by the time we reached the end of the intro sequence and we got to this, I loved Monroe and Cressida. I loved them both so much. Did you love them?
Yes, and I wish Cressida had come back.
So she might.
No, I mean, I wish she would have come back in that, like, after the incident. At some point. We never see her again.
I don't know if you heard the dialogue at the party that James goes to where your drink gets spiked.
No, I didn't. Well,
her dad is there. And if you listen to a conversation her dad has, he says she'll walk again, that she'll heal. So it's possible she'll be in like a future game, maybe. I don't know that she'll heal to the point of being an agent again, but maybe we'll see her in the future.
Yeah, probably.
I will say, sobbed like a little baby when Monroe died.
Yes.
Sobbed like a little baby when I went back to the apartment for the first time and all his stuff was all over. And he left all his little baby sneakers. I thought Monroe and Cressida were cute because they started dating. And I thought that was super cute. It was a real bummer, I guess, is the moral of the story.
This is
I really like the recruits.
This is where it does somewhat suffer from how short it was for things like that. You know, I would have liked to see more, and of course we couldn't have seen more in Monroe and Cressida Blossom for reasons.
Here's what I'll say to that point.
Yeah.
It could either be bad or good. If there were a few things they didn't tie up, like getting to see Cressida again, I would have liked.
Yes.
If you remember, after the incident, there were 7 of you, right?
Yes.
3 of you died.
Correct.
Then there was Cressida, who was injured. Then there was you. Mm-hmm. And then one of you was in critical condition in the hospital in a coma. And then I think it was Nash went MIA. They said he, like, took off and, like, didn't get debriefed, just ran off and disappeared.
Yes.
So there was, like, the whole, we want to see Cressida again. Then there was the Nash. We never followed up on if we found him or where he went. We obviously had a key plot point with what's-her-name taking the core at the very end of the game.
Yes.
And then also Moneypenny gets stabbed and we never see her again.
Oh, yeah, we don't see her at the... Yeah, we never hear from her again.
No. I mean, I assume she's fine, but, like, she gets stabbed and she's like, go, James, fight, and, like, M stays with Moneypenny. No, I assume they would have mentioned if Moneypenny died, but...
There was... I remember there was... they mentioned Moneypenny at the end. They mentioned her being fine at the end, I remember.
Are you sure? I didn't think they did.
When he's talking with M. He's talking with M.
Yeah, I didn't think he mentioned Moneypenny.
I thought she did.
I'll have to go back to it. But my point being, I think there were a couple loose ends. And I don't know if those were loose ends in the sense that, like, there's going to be a sequel and they're going to go talk. Maybe we'll go looking for Nash in the next one. Maybe Cressida will come back. Maybe those will all be tied up. Or were they loose ends because the story just didn't cover it? In which case, that's bad.
Yeah. I think things like Moneypenny will be back. I think that's a
I think so, too.
Moneypenny will be back. Cressida, I don't know. Obviously... And I can't remember her name right now. The girl, the French girl. The spy who stole the core.
It's not Isola.
Maybe it is Isola. Let's see. First Light.
It is Isola.
Yeah. I think it's Isola. I think it's pronounced Isola. I think they said Isola.
Is it? I'm thinking there's a character in a movie I like, and they call her Isola.
Yeah. she'll 100%. If she's not back, then that'd be wild. That would make zero sense. We still don't know who she works for, where she came from, what her real motivations were. We know
Yeah,
nothing. She literally is the enigma of the whole
she's the
story.
Bond girl scenario.
Though, if Bond does
There's
not
also, I
marry,
really want to say, I really liked the development of the relationship with Greenway,
oh, I love that man. He's such a good
with him
man.
being like the reluctant mentor who didn't believe in Bond and didn't want Bond to be part of the program, but then he had to rely on Bond because everybody else from the program was gone and Bond was all he had, to this kind of like mutual respect that they formed for one another. I really liked his character arc, and I I felt really bad for him in the end. Obviously, he had all this grief about having to take out those agents and having to try to take out his friend 009, only to find out that they were all innocent.
And yeah, the AI was wrong. Play the game, guys.
The
Is
game, guys, it's fantastic. Um, it's a little pricey right now, I will say. It was worth it to me, but I think you could probably wait a while. But it's about a 15 to 20 hour experience, would you say, Blake?
it took me 16. I might go back and platinum it. Let's
Where
see
do
where
you even see your stats? Like, I never got like a time played because it never came pulled up like a save file. It just
I
always
want you.
started it and then saved
M
itself.
I want you to open up your PlayStation 5 and then on the front screen hover over 007 First Light and look at the bottom right
I don't feel
corner.
like those are very accurate.
Those aren't. I actually use the app on your phone is the more accurate somehow more than your
Okay.
console itself. Mine told me like 15 to 16 hours.
Because I like would pull up, like, I remember when I was doing Baldur's Gate 3 or things like that, the hours from my like different playthroughs added together did not equal the amount of hours it was telling me I had played it. I don't know how accurate those things are. So I wanted like an actual file that says you've been playing for like 16 hours, 12 minutes, whatever.
Yeah, let me see what I'm looking at my trophy list now that I need for this.
I was looking at that
Let's
earlier, actually.
Yeah,
I do want to replay
collectibles.
it.
I have to do the collectibles.
Oh
That's
my
an
god, yes,
enemy
so many
attack.
collectibles. I feel
Two
like I
and
really kept my eye out for those collectibles, and I feel like I tried to really look at everything, and I missed so many.
same. I mean, did I get close with any? No, not
I
really.
don't think I even got a
Not
little close
even
with most of them. I don't even
close.
think I got a little close.
No. Oh my god. How many of the
Wait,
cards? There
wait,
were
what do you have
30
0 out of 10 for? Wait, go up a little. What do you have
the
0 out of 10 for?
postcards. I didn't find a
You never
single
found
one.
a single postcard?
No.
Dude, that's crazy. I don't think I found that many. I think maybe 5. Can you pull mine up?
Yeah. Oh, that's easy. I made you do this.
I want to know how
So.
many postcards I found.
Oh, hey, this is a website I use for trophy tracking. It's called PSN Profiles. It's wonderful. Your profile just can't be private for you to use it.
People can see what I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look at that! Look at that! Would you just look at it?
If you just look at it.
You got 3 postcards.
Hey,
My God.
my 5 was my guess, but I guess it was 3.
Okay, so I did the soft landing. You did not, but I didn't do positively shocking, which you did. Interesting. None of us did damp squib. Like, god damn it.
Squib.
Hack a grenade before it explodes.
Didn't even know that was a thing you could do.
Yeah. Neither of us did what if complete an operation in oh, that's the bonus thing.
I have to admit, I didn't even touch Taxon.
Neither did I. Neither did I.
I didn't touch it. I was like, what's her name?
Wait.
God, what's her name? The actress. God, I know her name.
I don't know what you mean.
You know her name. The actress who was in charge of the Taxon. She's in Crazy Rich Asians, The Immortals, Gemma Chan. Gemma Chan.
I
You know
did
her.
not.
Gemma Chan.
Nope. I've never seen any of these.
Oh, she was in the Elementals or the Eternals, whatever,
Yes.
that one Marvel movie thing, and then she was in Crazy Rich Asians.
I heard Crazy Rich Asians is very good and I should watch it, but
It's fantastic. You should watch it. Super solid rom-com, super funny, but she is the mocap for the tax sim lady. And every time I saw
Oh,
her, I was like, "Hey, Gemma, sorry, I'm not gonna do your thing."
dear God. I'm now.
So yeah. Any other thoughts on First Light that we want to talk to people about? I thought it was just overall a superb game.
I give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was great. That was wonderful.
I
Beautiful
give
game.
it at least a 9 out of 10.
I think that's fair.
Um, I right now, I want to speak for right now. It's my game of the year.
It is behind Pragmata for me, personally.
Okay.
I think while the story and everything was superb, Pragmata had superb story and superb combat. And
Okay. I'm still planning on playing Pragmata, so
she
we'll
has
see
my
how it
copy
starts
of
off.
She has my copy of
I
Pragmata.
do.
Oh no! Wait, is that on my sheet? Was that one of the ones on my sheet?
Yeah.
I can't
You
remember.
had it on there. You had it on there.
I do. Okay, it is the third one. You have Metaphor Hogwarts and Pragmata. Okay, cool. Neat.
I plan on playing it relatively soon, so we'll see. But I think definitely it stacks up. I think in the end I do like it better than I liked Resident Evil 9.
I think that's
Um,
fair.
and if only just because I thought the story in this was so fantastic. I loved all of the characters. I thought it was so funny. And sorry, Leon, I like don't know how many times I can play a game where you get a small blonde child to save. Um, and also the
Actually,
story made no sense. The story made no sense in 9. It was so stupid. I'm not
don't
talking
tell
about Resident Evil
Capcom
right
that.
now,
I
but
mean, look,
I
that's the
think
second
this is
Capcom
above Resident
game.
Evil.
That's the second game this year that Capcom released where you save a little blonde girl. So,
You know, it's kind of a thing for Capcom because you do it in Resident Evil 4. You've got Leon saving his blonde child, and then in Shadows, you're saving a blonde child, or not Shadows, Shadows of Rose, and 8, you're saving a blonde child. In 2, you save a blonde child, and in 9, if you count Grace, you save 2 blonde children. So they're really into saving blonde little girls. I shouldn't even say blonde children, they're all girls. You're into saving little blonde girls, and I don't know why that's Capcom's MO.
and then if you look at 5, you get racism.
We should probably look a little deeper into the reasons why Capcom is obsessed with you saving little blonde girls, but
Uh,
maybe we
on,
won't. It is interesting, though. I do think Resident Evil 9, Pragmata, and 007 First Light are all really strong contenders for Game of the Year finalists.
I think we have a lot coming out in the second. A lot. The first half felt slow, and this second half is about to explode.
We'll have to see. Obviously, Grand Theft Auto 6 will probably get a slot.
Let's see. I think I want to see everything releasing because I know October. It's September or October. That's insane.
I have our
Like,
doc, but I don't know what's really coming out that's going to beat those. I mean, obviously, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out. We'll probably get a
Beast
slot, but
Beast of Reincarnation can do very very well. I'm holding hope that it does.
there's Silent Hill Townfall.
Yep. Technically, there's Wolverine, but I'm not going to buy Wolverine day one. I'm
I don't know that
Wolverine.
Ocarina of Time remake or that doesn't come out till next year. I don't know that
Onimusha.
Ocarina of Time remake will get a slot unless it's like incredible. They're not super big into remakes unless it's like Resident Evil 4 remake. I think it's one of the few, but
I think
I don't think Black Flag for that same reason will make it. I also just don't think they care about Assassin's Creed enough to ever nominate it.
I think Onimusha might get in there, sneak in there.
I mean,
somehow.
but that's still wait, there's 6, right?
What do you mean there's 6? Oh yeah, there's 6
There's
slots.
6 nominees. You've got Resident Evil 9, Pragmata, 007 First Light, throw in Beasts of Reincarnation, throw in Grand Theft Auto 6, and maybe Onimusha Wave the Sword, and you've got 6 right there. Now, Silent Hill Townfall might knock one of those out, but I think these 3 that we were talking about are all pretty strong contenders for a game that I would not be surprised if all 3 of them made it into the Game of the Year conversations at the end of the year.
I just don't want to put the second half of the year out yet because I think the second half of the year is
Well, I'm
about
not
to be.
putting it out.
Yeah,
I mean, we still have 3 out of 6 slots left for the second half of the year. Technically, we have half of the slots for the second half of the year.
True. True.
But I'm saying from this first half, I think these three are the three strongest
Oh,
contenders.
we
I would
did
not be
it.
surprised if all three of them were nominated.
We did it again, Em. We forgot what is going
What?
to win Game of the Year. Barbie
Barbie?
Rewind. Yeah. Come on. Come on, chat.
No.
uh,
I just don't know.
on that
Especially
note.
because
Oh,
to add just one last thought about Game of the Year,
yeah.
adding to that Resident Evil 9 is also supposed to get another story DLC probably before the end of the year.
Oh. Oh.
So, I mean, even if the hype dies down, I think it will come back when the DLC comes out, especially if the DLC includes Ada or Chris or any other such character. I think it's going to be in there.
Oh, and Ocarina. Ocarina.
I don't Sabrina. I like don't know what they're gonna do. I think the remakes have to be incredibly exceptional to make Game of the Year.
Like RE4?
So, well, yeah, like RE4. Um, that's the only remake I can think of off the top of my head that's made it into Game of the Year nominations. But I feel like there was another somewhere.
I mean, technically, even though it's not, but technically both Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Technically, but they're not. It's so hard to
but kind of not.
It's
I guess
hard
the
to
only
classify.
like straightforward remake that's made it
Yes.
on so far has been Resident Evil 4.
Correct.
I could maybe see Ocarina of Time remake getting on, but they tend to be a little stingy when it comes to Nintendo to begin with. I don't know why. I look back and I'm still flabbergasted every single day that Animal Crossing New Horizons was not nominated for Game of the Year in 2020.
What do you mean Pocopia is not getting nominated this year?
Dude, but like, think it, Pocopia is great, but it did not even have half the impact
No.
that Animal Crossing coming out at the start of COVID had.
Not even
That
close.
it sold like the most copies of any Switch game up until that point. Like, absolutely crazy to me that game did not even get nominated for Game of the Year with how much cultural impact it had.
That was 2020 as well, so...
It Takes Two won that year, I think.
No, that's 21.
Oh,
That's 2025.
is Last of Us?
I think that was Last of Us Part 2. That was... Oh, no, that was... Yeah, this is Final Fantasy VII Remake, Last of Us Part 2, Hades, Animal Crossing New Horizons was nominated.
Okay.
Yes, it was
It
nominated.
got nominated. I'll take it.
However, the true sin is that Ghost of Tsushima did lose, and that was nominated.
Okay, wait. So you said Hades, Animal Crossing, Ghost of Tsushima, It Takes Two,
No, it takes
Final
two.
Fantasy VII.
And then Doom Eternal. So
I think every single one of those, except for maybe Doom Eternal, because I don't care about Doom, was Game of the Year worthy. So I think that's a really hard year.
I thought you hated Last of Us Part 2.
I forgot about Last of Us Part 2. You know what?
Which is the one that won.
Haven't played it because I swapped it out with It Takes Two in my mind. Haven't played it because I knew where the story went and I didn't want to see it. So I actually can't speak to if it's a good game or not.
Okay, that's valid. That's fair. Well, we are way over time.
Way over time.
It's time for us to go. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Let me pull up our Google Doc because I don't know what we're talking
about potentially Yoshi the Mysterious Book. I haven't beaten it yet, but I've started it. And potentially talking about Switch 2 1 year post-release. So June marked 1 year of the Switch 2. How was its first year? Is it worth buying yet? And
Oh no,
so
I'm about to say, didn't we already do that? But no, we talked about halfway through this year. So no.
we talked about halfway through the year. We did not talk about the first year of the Switch 2's life.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, cool.
So we'll be talking about that in 2 weeks, and then the following week, Blake will maybe be doing something. I'll be on my 30th birthday.
I'm gonna
trip.
figure. Maybe that's when I talk about Gamergate. I'll get a hold.
Can't talk about women in video games without me.
I will get you in on the Gamergate conversation in the future. I want it to be a gaggle of women. I want it to be multiple women talking
And you're
about
gonna
it.
wait till I'm gone to host other women and talk about it?
No, I'm not gonna do that then. I will do a different conversation on July 23rd.
Yeah.
That is near my
I
wife's
want to talk
birthday
about
too.
women in video games.
That will be that's near my wife's birthday as well. Remember, they're
It
a
is.
day apart. Crazy.
We are one
Cancer
day apart.
life,
It's
hashtag.
crazy. Not to talk about me some more, but my birthday is the 19th.
Yes, that's
Allison's
true.
birthday is the 20th. I have another friend whose birthday is the 20th. My grandma's birthday is the 20th. And my cousin's birthday is also the 19th.
And Allison's mom is the 21st.
And Allison's mom's 20th. So I know 6 people who share those 3 days.
Wait, when is friend who's borrowing? Because I'm not going to drop their name. Friend who's borrowing my 007? When's her birthday?
The
Is it?
7th.
Oh, hers is okay. It is earlier on. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Cool.
Okay.
Okay,
Good
cool.
chat.
Remember,
Okay,
kids.
cool. Anyway, check out James Bond. It's fantastic. Loved it.
Remember, kids, if you are watching any of the World Cup coverage, be nice to these people. They're seeing us from an outside lens, and they are having the time of their life, and seeing all these tweets are making me happy. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye,
So there's
everybody.
also Diet Coke shortage now, so that's terrible.
Why was that not news? Okay, goodbye.